From this lecture onwards, we'll discuss certain mathematical structures that would be helpful in the part of linear algebra that we'll cover, and as we go ahead, it will be helpful in certain analysis that we would do for linear systems. So the first mathematical structure that we'll start with is known as a group. So what exactly is a group? So consider a non-empty set G which is associated with a binary operator. Let's say this plus sign that I have. Okay. Now what is a binary operator? It is an operator which requires two elements for its operation. Now since this binary operator is associated with this non-empty set G, then essentially it means that the elements that would be required for the binary operation would also come from the set G. Okay. So a group or a set G or non-empty set G associated with a binary operation, is a plus sign here, is said to be a group if certain properties hold. Okay, so the first property is no matter what two elements you take from the set, the binary operation on these two elements will always result an element that lies in the set. So that is what is the closure property. So the set G will satisfy the closure property under the binary operation plus that you have. Second, for any triplets that you take from G, so for any three elements that you take from G, the associativity property has to be satisfied, which is basically in this case x plus y plus z. So y plus z is an element, and then this element is then operated along with x. This is same as y being operated with x using the binary operator plus, and the resulting element is again operated with z. So this is what is associativity. The third property that this should satisfy is the existence of a certain unique element in the set. Okay, now what is that unique element? This element is an element in G such that if you use this element, if you perform the binary operation of this element with any other element in the G, you get back the other element. Okay, so for example here, if x is a element in G, or x is a quantity that is in the set G, then x when operated along with E with the binary operator plus, it will always give you back the x. Okay, similarly E operated with x will also give you back the x. So this E that you see is the unique element that we have and is also known as the identity element of the set. And please note that this is true for all elements that you take in the set. For any element that you pick up, any possible element that you pick up in the set G, the element plus E will always give you back the same element in G. Okay. So the fourth property is known as the inverse of an element. So what does it say is for every element, for any element you take in G, okay, there would be a corresponding element in the set G such that when you perform the binary operation between these two elements, then you always get back the identity element of the set G. So if x is element in G and the counterpart of x is denoted by x bar, such that x operated along with x bar using the binary operator plus will always give you back the identity element E. Similarly, x bar operated along with x with the binary operator plus will always give you the identity element G. And on top of this, this x bar that you have is unique to the element x. Okay, so and this x bar is known as the inverse element of x, is the inverse of x. Okay, inverse with respect to the binary operation that you have. Okay, it is the inverse with respect to the binary operation that you have, and this inverse is unique. So to recall the four properties that this non-empty set with the binary operator should satisfy: the first, closure; second is the associativity; third, existence of a unique identity element; and fourth, existence of a unique inverse element for each of the element in G. Okay, so if all these four properties are satisfied, then the non-empty set with the binary operator qualifies to be called as a group. Okay, now if you notice, there is one particular property that is not included in this set, and that is something known as, which you have heard of, commutativity. Okay, which essentially means x operated with y is same as y operated with x under the binary operation that has been defined. Okay, so this need not hold for a group in general. However, if this holds for a group, okay, if this commutativity holds for a group, then this group is known as a abelian group. Okay, so this group is known as a abelian group if the group satisfies a commutative property. Okay, so this is an additional bonus that you have, the abelian group has. So let us see some examples to understand this. The first example, let's see whether a set of integers is going to be a group or not under the binary operation, which is the addition operation that we have. So you take any two integers and you add them up, you always end up with the integer. It satisfies closure. Integers also satisfy associativity as far as the addition operation is concerned. The identity element that you have is essentially the 0 which you have in the set, and if you see, every integer has a unique inverse corresponding to the identity element 0 that you have in the set. Okay, so the set of integers is under the addition operation is going to be a group. What about rational numbers? You have a set of rational numbers, and the binary operation that you want to perform is the addition operation. So in these cases also, the closure property is satisfied because the sum of rational numbers is always rational. The rational numbers satisfy the associativity property. The identity element that you have as far as the addition operation is concerned is the 0 in the set, and for every rational number there is a unique inverse that you have. When I say inverse, it's basically the negative of the rational number, right? Such that when you add the rational number with its inverse or its negative, you get a 0. Okay, so rational numbers associated with addition operation are also a group. What about real numbers with the addition operation? Again, they satisfy all the four properties, and hence it's a group. Set of complex numbers with addition operation is also a group. In addition to this, please note that the first four examples that we just discussed, in all these cases, they satisfy commutation under the binary operation. Under the binary operation, which is addition, as the associated binary operation that we had, okay, which is the addition. So all these four examples that we saw are also abelian groups. Okay, now let's come to matrices. If you, let's say you have a set of m cross n matrices, and the binary operation that we are going to consider is the matrix addition operation. So under the matrix addition operation, the set of matrix will satisfy the closure property, the associativity. The unique identity element is the 0 matrix in this particular case, and the unique inverse also exists. So given a matrix, the negative of the matrix when added to it will always give you the identity element, which is the 0 matrix. Okay, so a set of m cross n real matrices under the matrix addition operation is also a group, and this also satisfies the commutative property. So this particular set of m cross n real matrices under the addition operation is also a abelian group. Okay, now let's come to another example, which is a set of n cross n non-singular real matrices, and the binary operation associated with them is the matrix multiplication that we are concerned with. Okay, is this a group? So when we say non-singular n cross n non-singular real matrices, it essentially means the matrix can be inverted. Okay, we can calculate the inverse of a matrix. So A, if it is a non-singular matrix, then A inverse exists. Okay, now the binary operation that has been given is the multiplication operation. So is this set under the multiplication operation a group? So how do you check? Let's say that you have you pick up any two invertible matrices from the set. We have to show that the product of these two matrices is also invertible. Okay, so because so consider the two matrices to be A and B. Because they are non-singular, A inverse and B inverse exists. Now when you multiply B inverse with A inverse, this is nothing but the inverse of A multiplied with B, right? So A multiplied with B inverse exists. Okay, which means A multiplied with B is invertible, and hence the closure property has been satisfied. Please note that we didn't have any specific choice as far as A and B were concerned. So A and B can be any two matrices from the non-singular set that you have, and hence the closure property has been satisfied. Similarly, you can check that the associative property is also satisfied by this particular set of non-singular matrices under the matrix multiplication operation. What is the identity element that you have? The identity element in this case is the n cross n identity matrix. And what is the inverse element that you have? It is nothing but the matrix inverse of the matrix that is under consideration, and this inverse is also unique. So n cross n set of n cross n non-singular real matrices is under the matrix multiplication operation is a group. Now is this a abelian group? Okay, so this is not a abelian group because matrix multiplication in general is not commutative. Okay, A cross B should have, if A cross B is equal to B times A, if A times A is equal to B times A for any AB that you choose, then we could have said that the set satisfies the commutation property under the multiplication operation. But this is not true. So the commutation between matrices under the matrix multiplication operation is in general not true, and hence this set of n cross n non-singular real matrices under the matrix multiplication is not a abelian group. Okay, so the last example that we just discussed is essentially a group under the said binary operation, but it is not a abelian group. I suggest that you try to find other sets of groups that you can think of and add to this example. In the next lecture, we will discuss another mathematical structure which is known as the ring, and this ring would have something that is associated with a set being a group and would have some properties, more properties associated other than what the group should satisfy. Thank you.